Hi friends, do you have a stash of old jewelry, broken jewelry, jewelry that you constantly hope that you'll finally get to use in your junk journals? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. I have just finished a mass make of journals because I'm going to be taking them to market. And I want to put some final touches on them. And I really want to get to my stash, whether it's my paper stash or my yarns and threads, fabrics, and jewelry and beads. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity to use up as much of this jewelry as I can. Most of the jewelry that I will be using today is old stuff that I got from the thrift store. Is it vintage? That I don't know. Probably some of it is. But maybe some of it's only, I don't know, 10 years old. So I'm not really clear on that. So some is vintage, some is just old, and there might be a few pieces that are new actually. This first journal is a one signature journal, and it has this most beautiful cover on it. And this was a piece of paper given to me by my friend Annie of Annie Creates. It's handmade, it's quite thick. I think it was actually an envelope, and so it's super thick and sturdy. So I am using grommets on each end, and then I'm going to attach part of a necklace to it. If you've used jewelry in your projects, I'm probably not going to be sharing anything that you haven't seen before. However, if you haven't and you are interested in learning maybe some creative ways to do that, then this is the video for you. I want to mention that when you're working with jewelry, in any capacity really, you definitely want to have at least one pair of needle nose pliers. You can see here that I'm holding two of them. You also would like to have a pair of wire cutters. Now this one pair of needle nose pliers actually has a cutter on it, and the longer needle nose plier doesn't. But I also have a separate pair of wire cutters, and so that is a very good tool that you're going to want to have. So as you saw, I had put the grommets in, and then I grabbed two large O-rings, and I'm adding them in the grommets and then attaching the necklace to it. Now I don't want the necklace to flap around, so I am going to grab my tacky glue, but it is, yes, gem tack. Yes, I was trying to remember the name of it. I'm going to use gem tack right here on this center piece and then glue that down, and that way it's not moving around too much. If this was truly a hardcover, I wouldn't worry about it bouncing around and moving about, but because it's a soft cover, I want it to be secure. And because it's a soft cover, I want to make sure that the necklace doesn't pull the corners of the journal. So I'm adding this piece of, it's a very thick cardstock. I'm going to add that right to the edge just to give a little extra support. You can see that I have added some clothespins to that edge, and that's just to keep that piece, that support piece, in place while it dries. So while that's happening, I've decided I wanted to add this earring to the cover of the journal. But before I do, I've got to remove the post. Sometimes the posts come off really easily, and sometimes it takes a little bit of some wrestling, which this one did take a little bit of wrestling, but I did end up getting it off of there. And now I'm going to use gem tack once again and add that right here to the center of the doily. These have been on here for a few minutes, so I'm going to remove them because now there's an exposed piece of cardstock on the inside of this cover, and I've decided I want to go ahead and cover it with this pretty piece of satin ribbon. I'm going to keep it simple and use my glue gun to adhere the ribbon. The glue is dry, and here is our first journal cover, complete with jewelry. This next journal, it's so pretty. It has definitely a vintage vibe to it. It is covered with mulberry paper lined with fabric on the inside, but the outside's the mulberry paper, and over top of that is a vintage doily. I guess we would call this a doily. It's just a beautiful piece, and I love it. So I am going to add some jewelry to this as well. You could see that I was trying a few different things, but ultimately I have decided on a pair of Art Deco earrings. I am going to pop one through the top of the spine, and then the second one I'm going to do at the bottom of the spine. Now at first I ended up leaving the post part in, but once I get them through the spine, and you can see here I'm using my pokey tool in order to put a hole there because I couldn't just push it through with just the earring. So the post does stick through, and at first I added like the earring holders, the earring backs, but they stuck out too far and got in the way of the pages when I started to turn the pages. So I decided that that was not a good idea, and so I end up clipping those off. I have the rest of the necklace that I was using earlier, and there's this small piece here that I want to use on the journal. So I'm disconnecting it from the remainder of the necklace, and I'm going to adhere it on to the front of the journal using my gem tack. I'm going to hold this piece in place with a clothespin while it dries, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the second earring on the spine. In the beginning of the video, I mentioned that having a pair of wire cutters would be quite handy, and I'm getting ready to show you why. Of course, for cutting wires, yes, sometimes we use copper wire when we're dealing with jewelry and stuff like that. But I am going to use those same wire cutters in order to cut the post off of those earrings. And look how easy it made it. So definitely having a pair of those is really a handy thing to have. This journal cover is complete. I think those earrings were a perfect match for the mulberry cover, and I hope you like it too. Coming up next, I have a journal that has vintage doily on it. And there's a large one covering the entire cover, and then there's a small one on the bottom here. This is a very flexible cover. It's lined with mulberry paper and fabric on the inside, so it's a soft cover is what I should have called it. And so now I'm just going to play with some things and see what I think looks good on this journal. And I made a decision about this earring. This actually is sterling silver, this particular earring that I had just adhered on that, and I think it's a perfect match. You'll see that I am trying a couple of different things on for size to try to figure out what I think looks best. I didn't want to leave it completely plain on the front, but I really, really like this piece. Not this piece, the one I had on there before, and I'm going to end up going back to that. And this piece was given to me by my friend Kara of Paper Confessions with Kara Mia. She had sent me 3 of them. It has this little bit of crochet on the outside of the metal part, and I just love it. So I'm using I almost said Fabri-Tac, but this is not Fabri-Tac. I'm using gem tack once again to adhere this metal piece down onto the fabric or the doily. And just for a little insurance, I'm adding some hot glue right around the edge on the doily part of, or the crocheted part of that piece. I have a piece of jewelry, actually, it's a remnant of a necklace that I'd like to add to the spine area of this journal, keeping in mind that the spine is soft because everything about the cover is soft. So this is lightweight though. It looks heavy, but it's not at all. It's a very, very lightweight piece. And I've chosen to simply use a bulb pin to clip it onto the journal. So there's this little area in the center of the piece that I glued to the front, and it just seems a little bit plain. So I'm adding a dab of the glue, and then I'm just adding a gold flat back gem. Here is the completed cover with all of its embellishments, and then I had already added some dangles to the wax thread. So I love this journal, and now it is ready to go. Next up is a crocheted clutch, and I love this piece. I found this at the thrift store over a year ago and have really been wanting to use it because I mean, where do you find something like this? I absolutely adore it. Well, this one I'm not going to over embellish. I have this big, beautiful pin. This was probably a clearance find at one of our local craft supply stores, and it's just great. So that's all I'm going to do on this one because it's all it needs. Here it is, very simple and one of a kind. Next up is a 3 signature journal, and it is covered with a vintage handkerchief, and there's a layer of fabric underneath that, and you can see like some crocheted doily on the spine. And this one's going to be another simple one. I have a, what do we call these things? A cameo. And this is a new piece, just so you guys know. But I'm just going to pin the cameo to that doily piece on the spine. And here it is, and I think it looks just beautiful. I'm not going to do anything on the front because I have these ties in place. So I think this one is ready to go. This one is another mulberry covered journal, again lined on the inside with fabric, either fabric or paper on this one. I can see some stitching there. So I ended up putting the brown piece on the doily, and I thought it still needed a little something more, so I chose to add some flat back gold pieces. Super simple, didn't take long, and I think it adds just a really nice touch to the cover of the journal. Well, my friends, that is it for today. I will be sure to do a flip through of each one of these journals. I hope you enjoyed seeing some ways that you can use your jewelry stash, and if you have a favorite, let me know which one it is. Enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you soon.